Good evening to Dr. Mustafa. My name is Laib Hang, number matrix 263421. So, I would like to introduce our project entitled the Restaurant Management System. So, now we move to the first part, which is the introductions. So, each restaurant will have their own restaurant management system. So, restaurant management is important to a restaurant. It's because of these four key goals, which is the customer satisfaction, making a profit, staffing, and logistics. So, and also besides of those four key goals, the restaurant management system will support to manage the payments, track inventory, and create various type of financial reports. And also the restaurant management system will enable the restaurant managers to understand the function and responsibility of each employees. And also regarding to the customer service includes the staff, how the staff interacts with the guests and the physical space in the restaurant and the food quality and the restaurant marketing plan and etc. So next we move to the selected form and report. So for this project, we choose the restaurant named The Sheep. So The Sheep restaurant is established by Mr. Fu Hee Hun and Mr. Fu Hee Lun and their partners. So the Sheep restaurant have more than many outlets all over the Malaysia. So Mr. Fu Hee Hun and his wife and also their hand-picked chef will on daily serve up a wide variety of tasty Western food from choicest and freshest ingredients. So the food in the restaurants are categorized in sheep specialty, grilled beef, chef recommendations, seafood, poultry, continental cuisine. And for the complementing the team is serviced by the captains and crews in maritime uniform and according to their shift. So the branches is guided by the restaurant manager. So next we go to the entity relation diagram. So for the entity relation diagram, we have the branch class. Branch will have their branch ID, which is the primary key, contact number, and address. So the branch will supply by the supplier. Supplier will have the supplier ID, which is the primary key, contact number, address, and supplier name. So the relation between these two is the branch will supply by one-to-many supplier, and the supplier will supply to one-to-many branch. The branch will employ staff. The staff will have their own staff ID, which is the primary key, and phone number, staff name, address, salary, and age. So the branch between these two relations, the staff will employ one-to-many staff. So the staff will have their own shift, which is the shift noon and shift night. So the shift and the staff will categorize in different positions, which is the manager, the captains, the crews. So the manager will have their own manager ID and also the email, and the staff will. The relationship between these two is one manager will manage one branch, and the captains will have 0 to 2 captains. So it means that the branch will have have no captains, or until 2 captains in a branch or restaurant, and etc. So the branch will provide menus. So the menu will have the food ID, which is a primary key, and price and food name. So the branch will provide one to many menus. The menus will include order. So order will have their own recipient ID, which is the primary key, food ID, quantity, amount, time order, and date. So in the menu will the relationship between these two entities is the menu will include zero to many orders, and the order will include one to many menus. So besides, it also have the relationship between the staff and the order. So the staff will take one to many order, and the order will take by zero to many staff. Why we mention zero? Because for example, the chef will not take order like that. So and we also have the customer class. So the customer class we have own customer ID, which is the primary key. So the order will request by one customer, and the customer requests only one order. So the menu will have their have its subclass, which is the seafood, chef recommendations, continental, cushion, poultry, chef specialty, beef, and also all the relationship is the same, which is the one to many. So next we move to the normalization. So first is the universe nation form. So we accumulate all the attributes together, and next we process to the first nation form, which we specify the main the primary key, and uh, ensure that all the value is single value. So the primary key in this case is the branch ID, staff ID, manager ID, supplier ID, file ID, receipt ID, and customer ID. So after we finish the first nation form, we proceed to second nation form. So the second nation form, we will remove all the partially dependency. So the partial, what is means by the partially dependency? For example, uh, the branch class will have the branch ID, and all the all the attributes is regarding to can describe the branch, while the order, the rest, for example, the attributes in the order class which cannot describe the branch, so we will separate it, and we will remove the partially dependency. So after that, we will get the branch in with their primary key, branch ID, and the rest of the attributes, and the order will have the primary key, which is the receipt ID, and the rest of the attributes. So next we'll process to the third nation form. For the third nation form, we will remove all the transitive dependency. What is the transitive dependency in this case? So the transitive dependency in this case is, for example, the branch and the manager class. So for example, the branch, we look into back to the branch class in the second nation form. So for example, the transitive dependency is the branch ID will identify the the contact number, the address, the staff ID, but it cannot. While the staff ID will identify the phone number, staff name, address, salary, age. So we will remove all this dependency, all this transitive dependency, and we will separate into the class in this following. So we will have the foreign key, which is the manager ID. So this foreign key is important because we will as a reference to the other class, to the other table.
So in the SQL, we already create the schema for the street restaurant. So inside the street restaurant, we have the table. So let's see our table. So we will have the branch table, customer table, food, manager, order, staff, supplier table, and the shift for own staff, and also the type of the food. So first table that we focus on is the new branch. Let's look at the branch table. So this will be the branch table. So the branch table, we set that the primary key is branch ID, which is the data type is char, characters 5, and then not set at not none. And also other attribute, which is contact number, address, staff ID, manager ID. So this will be the data type of the attribute. So let's see our customer table. So our customer table, we just have the customer ID. Yeah, we just have one attribute for the customer table, which is customer ID, and the data type is integer. So for the food table, the primary key is food ID, and the data type is wacha 5, and food name, and also the price. So for the names, we set as the data type is wacha, and the price is decimal. So next, look at the manager table. For the manager table, we have the attribute manager ID, which is the primary key of the table, and the data type is char, character, and also the other attribute manager name, email, phone number, address, salary, and also age. So let's move on to the other order table. So the order table, we have receipt ID as the primary key for the order table, and then the data type is integer, and also food ID, quantity, amounts, time order, date, and customer ID. For the staff table, the primary key is staff ID, and then the data type is characters 5. Next will be and the other attribute, which is staff name, phone number, address, salary, age, position, shift night, and shift noon. So this will be the supplier table. And then the supplier table, the primary key is supplier ID, and the data type is integer 11. And the other attribute, which is supplier name, contact number, address, branch. So let's see the shift of the captain. So for the each shift of the staff, we set at the primary key is staff ID, and then staff name, phone number, address, salary, and age. So for the type of the food, we category as chief recommended, contingent, concierge, honorary, seafood, and special guideline speech. And then for the attribute is food ID, which is the primary key, and food name and price. So after we insert the attribute of the table, we have to click the apply over here. Okay, so this will show the SQL command for the all attribute that you are insert. So the attribute that we insert is run ID and the data type also. It will show you, and then click apply. So if it display that you already successfully create the database. So let's look at the table. So after we insert the attribute, it will show you the first row. Okay, the first row will show you the attribute, and then you here have to insert all the detail of the attribute and then click apply. The information will save in the table. So let's see the table that we are already created. So after we insert the table, the information of the branch, so this will be the table that already insert the detail of the branch. After that, we can proceed to the query. Yeah, so let's proceed to the simple query. So select the star means or attribute from new branch table, and where means the condition of the table. So let's see, let us display the branch 004. We just want the branch 004. So we have to make the condition where branch ID equal to B004 and then semicolon and then execute. So it will produce the information of the B004 only. So right now let's execute the aggregation function, which is count, subs, average, mean, mean, minimum, and maximum. So in this table, it will show that the information of the staff, and then here we have the salary. So for example, we want to know that how many people of the staff having the salary above 3,000. So we have to execute the query, which is select count. Count means the system will count for us all the attribute, and then count as count from the table new staff, and then where salary is above 3,000. Okay, let's us execute it. So after we execute it, we will know that there are 7 of staff having the 3,000 salary. Okay, so if you want to know the minimum salary of the staff, we can click over here, change the command to min, which means minimum, and the attribute salary. As min, and then execute. So it will show you the minimum salary of the staff. So if you want to know the maximum salary, we just change the min into max, and then behind also max, then execute it. So the maximum salary is 6,000. So if you want to know the average, so we just change the max to average, AVG, and then the name also change. I don't want the max, we want to average right now, and then execute it. And then it will show the average of the salary, which is 3,260.
So we come to the final state of our projects. So which is the class diagram. So firstly we have in this class diagram, we will specify the data type for all the attributes and also for the methods or the operations. So for example, in this branch class, we will have the branch ID in integer data type and the connect number and address in string data type. So, and for this branch, we will have the operations, which is the get staff details, get manager details, get supply details, and get food info. So all of these operations is in void state. Why we specify in what state? Because it's only can access to these methods when we uh, want to manage the details. So it cannot be passing or do any actions. So we only can access to these methods in this class. So the next examples like the staff. So in this staff class, we have the staff ID in integer data type and also the age in integer data type, and the phone number, staff name, address is in the string type, and the salary will be in the double data type because we will have the decimal place. So in this stuff, we will have the operations, which is the set staff details and the get shift. So, and these two operations will uh, conclude in the void state. So and for the order class, so we have the receipt ID, which is and the food ID, quantity, amounts in integer data type, and the time and order in string data type. Dates would also be the dates data type. So we'll have the operations, which is the get food info, calculate count amount, and set order info in void state. So it seems to the others class describe the descriptions. So this is our project, which is the restaurant management system. Thank you. So